Welcome back to another episode of Land Rats. This week we're finishing up the electronics and also showing you a couple of the electric components that we installed. You can see this actually looks like a fully functioning chart table at the moment, which is very nice. Still a couple of pieces missing, but we're not too bothered right now. First off, I'm quickly going to show you the two electrical systems that we've got on the boat. We've got a main 24 volt system and we've got a main 12 volt system. Now the 24 volt system is quite a simple system. It's two deep cycle batteries that are connected in series to an inverter. And this inverter has a 220 volt output that we can use for our three plugs. We can put anything in there, for example our fan or our cell phone chargers. Now the inverter is charged through the big solar panel that you saw on the previous episode, which is a 400 watt solar panel. It also has a 12 volt output, but we're not using that at the moment. That's basically the 24 volt system. Then the 12 volt system exists with one deep cycle battery and one normal car battery. They're connected in parallel to an isolator switch, and the isolator switch is basically just so you can decide if you want to use both batteries or one battery to draw your power from. The isolator switch is then connected to our DB box, which just gives us multiple 12 volt points that we can connect systems to. Oops, DB. Those 12 volt systems get attached to things like then this system has a solar regulator on the one side, which is connected to a switch that then leads to the solar panels. We showed you the smaller solar panels last week, but we actually took them back because we want bigger than 100 watt solar panels for the system, and we're going to get two that we connect over here. This switch is just to stop the solar charge from getting to the regulator, so we can disconnect the batteries. The solar regulator is connected through the isolator, so we can, whatever the isolator is set to, it charges the same battery. But ideally we would probably modify it in future to actually just be able to charge both batteries all the time. And that's the 12 volt system. Also, it's not that complicated. And then how we connected the two systems, or how we're planning to connect the two systems, is by adding a smart charger that is run from the inverter to our two batteries, either through the isolator switch or connected to the batteries directly. And that just makes sure that if our solar panels fail on this side, we can draw power from here to this side. That's basically our two systems. It's the best we could come up with as non-electricians, so hopefully it works well. And anyway, let's quickly show you how we installed a lot of these things. For the lights, we bought a couple of these strips of LED lights, and we just wired them into the 12 volt DB box. So running from there, I'll quickly show you a couple of places where we put the red lights and the white lights. There's one red one that we put above the chart table. We put another one up here by the light switch in the companionway. And then we also have the white ones at the top here, routed through like that. You can see the wires just running across with these little fittings that we stuck on them. And there's another red one above the galley. We just had a power failure. Load shedding is what we call it in South Africa. And now you can actually see what the lights look like in pitch darkness. So this is the red lights for when we're at sail at night, so you don't your vision doesn't get ruined too much. And it's actually quite nice. It looks like a fucking battle cruiser.
Submarine.
Yeah, it's like we're in a submarine. And then we've got the other light, that's pitch dark. There's the main light, which is just a bunch of LEDs. They actually kick some load there.
We got some extra
but they light up the boat nicely. And then we've got some mood lighting, which we still need to put a switch into quickly, but I'll quickly show you. Let me just take that up.
And we can switch the other lights off. Oops.
So that's a little less, but still actually pretty good. You can quite see a lot. But I like danger mode. Someone breaks in, we play fight music, turn on the red lights. Wolfpack at 105.
This boat gets very hot. We've got this nice industrial fan at the moment that Tommy brought. It's a normal household fan. But we were thinking the other day maybe we should try and mount this thing in a boat. The inverter pulls it. So the inverter pulls it fine. So, you know, we might as well just use it if it's very hot. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and mount it onto that hole there for the V berth. You see that hole there? And try and mount it at the top. So here goes nothing. See now we fitted the fan. It's fitted in there, that wire in there. I put another 220 volt extension there. We let the cable through here. There's a cable here, went through all the way up to that one there. Connected onto that one there. So we now got 220 volts. We got 1 point there, we got 1 point there, and we got 1 point there by the inverter on the side there. So let's see if it works. That's an industrial fan there, huh? I think we're going to use that thing. It's going to be nice inside here.
This is a computer box that I made when I was a lot younger. And I'll show you how it works. Still using this until maybe 2 years ago. Now it's just been standing and there's lots of rat nonsense in it. So I put 2 Pioneer speakers and a Pioneer radio inside a box with a gate motor and a little charging amp that I put in there. But that was never really strong enough. See, the rats had a field day with this thing. Okay, so it's taken apart. First I want to see if this works. I'm gonna go get the battery out of the boat. The same one we used for the winch motor. Just connect it up, see if the radio still works. So wired up, still looks like it's working. Let's put in the rock and roll. But why spend money when you've got stuff you're not gonna use? You can repurpose. We're not the only rats around here, and looks like some of the other rats marked their territory. So I'm gonna just sand this down a bit and also paint it with this primer, just so the radio doesn't rust. Also do this little doohickey. Clean the speakers a bit. Gonna put them in place. This is the backs of them. I'm just gonna wipe that down in a second as well. I've got the radio in place. I got the battery from my Mini, and then I've got a battery charger on because it's just a bit flat. And now I'm gonna see how loud at least one of the speakers goes without an amplifier. The radio was one of the first things we sorted, so that's connected now through the DB box as well. So we're actually using this to listen to music in the boat while we're working, which is quite nice. Everything in the boat at the moment is running from the batteries and the inverter. Record it, but those old speakers definitely weren't cutting it. They were very scratchy. It didn't sound good at all. So I just took out those Pioneers that were in that old speaker box of mine and put them in the boat as well. This is the electrical panel cover that we got all this
leftover from the galley top, so we might as well use it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, gonna buy a new one. I wonder, that's a magic mushroom growing on my lawn. I'm on my way. We glued this last night. We're gonna finish that quickly. See there, we finished it off now. Let's see how it fits. What does that look like?
Not too shabby.
Fits nicely over there, fits nicely over there, nicely there. Perfect. We've taken the old fuse cover. We've taken it off because we're going to take, you see the two round holes at the top, we're going to take those gauges out. I've moved the ammeter one side and we've got an electronic voltmeter, and we've changed the fuses and everything. So I'm busy. I measured it now onto that. It's hot. So I've got a piece of off-cut aluminium there, aluminum as the Americans call it. So I'm going to cut a new one, print a new sticker and make a new one there. Got this in here, we've got the cover in here. It's just a little bit of needs a bit of adjustment here. It's going to make it slightly bigger to go in there, but otherwise it's alright. Goes in good.
And then we'll put a final sticker over there when we've got all our equipment in.
Yeah, and we'll get a sticker made. Luckily my wife's in the printing business, so we'll just get a sticker made with all the different services. And I still got to put that little, oh shit, it's stuck there. Let's get stuck, so we've got to open this a bit bigger. And I've got the voltmeter, I must also fit in here somewhere. I want to fit it in here, so that it can rotate with that.
And this is the chart table that we redid. We'll probably show you that in another episode. This panel is done. We've also got an amp meter now that shows how much power we're drawing, so that's quite nifty. I don't know if we did it right. A lot of spare parts. Thanks for watching this episode of Land Rats. We're planning on getting the boat down to Durban in the next 3 weeks, so we've got a lot to do. It's crunch time now, so I hope you enjoy watching and we'll see you again next week. Cheers.